Good morning. Just want to say a quick hello here from Renton Airport early on a Sunday morning, but very excited because heading out to the Oshkosh AirVenture show today. So this morning I'm going to be flying down to Ogden, which is just outside Salt Lake City, and staying overnight in Park City, meeting a friend down there, and then tomorrow we're going to be flying the rest of the way out to Green Bay, which is just near Oshkosh, in his very nice Phenom jet. So that's the plan. I'll show you the bags that I'm bringing along. We've got a camera bag, flight bag, backpack for wandering around AirVenture, and clothes bag. So it probably gives you a little bit of sense of my personality of all the stuff I've got that I'm bringing along. We're not camping this year, staying at an Airbnb in Oshkosh. For those that you haven't been to Oshkosh before, I think you'll enjoy this. It's a bit of a journey from the West Coast, but well worth it, an amazing gathering. So we'll get the bags packed, get the pre-flight done, and get on our way. And look forward to talking to you soon. Okay, before we get going, I thought it'd be interesting to show you how some of the flight planning works for these flights, particularly long cross-country flights like out to Oshkosh. So here we have just the Great Circle route, most direct route from Renton to Green Bay. So starting here in the Seattle area from Renton Airport, and then all the way across the country, we're about 2/3 of the way across the country, out to Green Bay, which is just north of Oshkosh, and a lot of people fly in there. It's a little less crazy than Oshkosh. I've flown into Oshkosh itself a couple of times. In 2009, I went out there with a friend in his retractable 182 RG, and we flew the Cessna mass arrival, which was quite an experience, really great, and camped at Oshkosh. Then 2012, I did it with my daughter in a Cessna 172N that we had at the time. Lots of great memories from that. We also camped at the North 40 there. 2023, I flew out commercial because the plane was in maintenance. And then 2024, which is this flight, we're doing a two-legger. And as I mentioned earlier, we are flying from Renton to Ogden and meeting my friend who has a Phenom 100, and then we're flying from Ogden to Green Bay in the Phenom. So let's open these up. So Renton to Ogden. Let's have a look at that. There we go. So pretty much a straight shot from the Seattle area down to Ogden, just north of Salt Lake City. Look here, zoom in a bit. Fly from the Seattle area over the Cascades, so the Cascade Mountain Range. It's right there. There's Ellensburg. There's Yakima, and then Tri-Cities area, Eastern Washington, then over Eastern Oregon, Baker City, and down into Boise. We're in Idaho now, and then Twin Falls, still in Idaho, and then drop down into Utah past the Great Salt Lake there, and into Ogden Airport, which is just north of Salt Lake City. And then from Ogden to Green Bay, I'll have a look at that. So much longer flight. We're now doing 1,077 nautical miles. And this is, SkyVector knows that this plane is a Phenom 100. So it's giving us a speed of 0.6 Mach at flight level 370, just the default that it assumes for this plane. So if we were going non-stop, we'd be able to do that in about 2 hours, 30 minutes, which is amazing. But we decided we'd get a fuel stop in Scottsbluff, which is here, and is a large, it's the Scottsbluff, Western Nebraska regional. It's a large non-towered airport. You can tell that because it's magenta. If it was blue, that'd be a towered airport. But it's magenta, and there are two good FBOs there, so easy place to get in and out of, get some fuel, and get going on our way, and then on to Green Bay. So looking forward to having you guys along on this flight. We'll get going here shortly. So we have done a pre-flight, got the engine started,
loaded the flight plan, just getting ready to call for our clearance here on our way to Ogden. Rent and ground, Twin Diamond 62 Delta Lima, ready to pick up our flight plan, Ogden.
Twin Diamond 62 Delta Lima, rent and ground, stand by just a moment. And Twin Diamond 2 Delta Lima, I have your clearance now, advise I'm ready to copy.
Ready to copy, 2 Delta Lima.
Our 2 Delta Lima, clear to Kilo Oscar Golf Delta via the Bellevue 4 departure. Radar vectors. Vamps. Victor 298. Yankee Kilo Mike. Victor 4. Papa Delta Tango. Victor 4. Then as filed. Climb via the SID. Expect 15,000 5 minutes after departure. Departure frequency 119.2. Squawk 6630.
November 62 Delta Lima is cleared to the Ogden Airport, that's Kilo Oscar Golf Delta Airport, Bellevue 4, departure then as filed, radar, not as filed, radar vectors, VAMPS, Victor 298, Yakima VOR, Victor 4, Pendleton VOR, Victor 4, as filed, climb via the SID, expect 15,000 5 minutes after, departure frequencies 119.2, squawk 6630.
Twin Diamond 2 Delta Lima, readback is correct, thanks.
2 Delta Lima.
Says 5 Victor, roger, and 5 Victor crossings approved, look for traffic just entering midfield downwind.
Okay, we got a fairly significant reroute there, or actually not a significant reroute, but just a few things to copy. The actual net result wasn't that different. We've got that loaded in the iPad and now transferred over to the G1000. So we'll just complete our checklist here. Rent and ground, Twin Diamond 62 Delta Lima, lane hangers with Charlie, ready to taxi IFR.
Twin Diamond 62 Delta Lima, rent and ground, runway 34, taxi via Alpha.
34, taxi via Alpha, 2 Delta Lima. Lights, camera, action. Clear on the taxiway. Left brake, right brake, both brakes.
Number 4937 Papa, renting ground, runway 34, taxi Alpha.
Brake set, taxi lights off.
Alpha, Cessna 4937 Papa.
Okay, parking brake set. Quick flow. Good, seatbelts, adjustable backrest, power levers to idle, we're on the engine screen, engine instruments, do a full power run up before the ECU check. Looks good. Do the voter test. A, auto, B, little bump, stabilized. Back to auto. Right side, A, auto, B, auto. Lights, camera.
Rent and ground, Cessna 121 Whiskey.
Earth 37 Papa, roger, hold short of taxiway Alpha, monitor ground, standby for taxi.
Rent Tower, Twin Diamond 62 Delta Lima, holding short 34 IFR.
Twin Diamond 62 Delta Lima, rent tower, runway 34, clear for takeoff.
34 cleared for takeoff, 2 Delta Lima. Lights,
Cessna 121 Whiskey, traffic at Alpha 5 is a little close to the taxiway. You can
clear on the runway.
move off of the center line if needed.
Full power. This is up good, release. Airspeed's alive, times 2. Looking for 76. 56. 66.
Tower Skyline 60903, frequency change. Cessna 903, frequency change.
Positive red line, tap, gear up.
A little while.
92. Two. 500, the pumps off, flaps are up, gears up.
Twin Diamond 2 Delta Lima, contact slow departure.
Over to departure 2 Delta Lima, please. Slow down, climb rate, set climb speed to 100 knots. Seattle departure, Twin Diamond 62 Delta Lima, climbing through 1600, 3000.
Number 62 Delta Lima, Seattle approach, radar contact. Number 2 Delta Lima, climb maintain 4000.
4000 for 2 Delta Lima.
Number 2 Delta Lima, climb maintain 5000.
5000 for 2 Delta Lima. Change, nose up.
Lost 296, clear direct normie, maintain 900,000. Direct normie 900,000, last 296.
So departure horizon 2136, 3,900, climbing 9,000.
Prisoner 2136, Seattle approach, radar contact.
We did notice
direct pain,
earlier on
direct
there's some
pain,
weather coming
15,000,
in
horizon
from
2136.
the
Number 2
southwest.
Delta Lima, climb maintain 8,000. There's traffic off your 4 o'clock, 1 mile overtaking you, climbing at a 9,000 citation.
8000, 2 Delta Lima, looking for the traffic.
Hey, departure, good morning, United 578 out of 2.3 for 9,000, the morning to
United 578, Seattle approach, good morning, your radar contact, climb maintain 15,000.
15,000, United 578.
Traffic, so that'll be up there. Yeah, so anyway, there was some weather forecast down here that's coming up, but that's why I was eager to get going early. I think we'll be well past it down here by the time that comes through. Doesn't look that serious, but would rather not have to deal with it.
Number 2 Delta Lima, climb maintain 10,000.
10,000 for 2 Delta. Change. Up. 110. 10. So power to 85. Yeah, so definitely a bit hazy today as forecast. Little smoke from fires in Eastern Washington and British Columbia. Turn the landing lights off. 1,000 feet to go. Put oxygen on. There we go.
Number 1 Hotel Mike, climb maintain
Appreciate
900,000, you're clear direct to Z-Lock.
900,000 and then direct to ZLAC, 421 Hotel Mike, and we can do that now, or do we have to wait till 9?
You're clear direct Z-Lock now for 1 Hotel Mike. Number 2 Delta Lima, climb maintain 15,000.
15,000, 2 Delta Lima. Okay, that's our final cruise altitude. Double change, nose up. See how that goes at 110.
Departure, good morning, Alaska 1108, with you climbing 3,000 for 9,000.
Smell the smoke here.
Oscar 1108, Seattle approach,
Power
radar
to
contact.
85.
Number 2 Delta Lima, contact Seattle Center at 120.3.
Seattle Center 120.32 Delta Lima. Seattle Center, Twin Diamond 62 Delta Lima, climbing through 10,700 for 15,000.
Alaska 383, Seattle.
Yeah, you got me?
Alaska 383, descend via Glacier 3, arrival landing north, altimeter 3008.
All right, Glacier 3, landing north, will descend via Alaska 383.
Number 62 Delta Lima, Seattle Center, Seattle altimeter 3008.
3008, 2 Delta. Okay, so we're climbing at about 700 feet per minute with indicated airspeed about 120 as set by the GFC 700. Our true airspeed is 149. Our ground speed, we've got a pretty good headwind here now.
Seattle Center
19 knots,
128.45.
ground speed's 132.
5, no, very good. 2845, good day.
1,000 feet to go. Okay, leveling off at 15,000. Okay, there we go, level off. Let's set power back to 25.
All right, Ratty, 12,250.
There we go, so with power set to, let's go to 75, right on. 75, fuel flow 6.6, so 13.2 gallons total. We've got indicated airspeed of just coming up on 138, true airspeed 177, ground speed 171, a little bit of headwind, mostly a crosswind, and very hazy. So yeah, so we're on our way to Oshkosh via Ogden near Salt Lake City. So as I mentioned before, got a very kind invite from a friend who lives in Utah and has a Phenom. Has not been to AirVenture before, so asked if I wanted to come along. So agreement was I'll fly down to Ogden, where he gets his plane, stay there overnight tonight, and then we'll head off first thing tomorrow to Green Bay. We're not flying direct into Oshkosh, putting the plane up at Green Bay, which is a little bit more relaxed than trying to fly in a private jet into Oshkosh, which people do, but not the easiest thing to do. So a little bit more relaxed and civilized, just flying to Green Bay, which will still be busy. And then we've got a rental car there and Airbnb in the area. Since there's not much to see right now, I'll turn the cameras off and talk a little bit later into the flight, just to see what the ETA is saying. So right now it's saying got an ETA of 3 hours and 8 minutes. That sounds about right. Still 544 nautical miles to go. And even with that, we've got about 2 hours of cushion. So our total endurance is over 5 hours. So yeah, so the landing endurance should be about 2 hours and 7 minutes. So not bad. Okay, we are at 15,000 in the cruise, 15,000 in the cruise. We are just abeam Tri-Cities or Pasco Airport, off to our left. Can't see it because of the haze, but that's the waypoint we're at. A little while ago, Seattle Center was kind enough to give us direct Boise, which at the time was about 300 nautical miles. We just hit 200 nautical miles to that, so if we look up here, we've got just a bit over an hour, just a little over an hour to Boise, and then we're on to Ogden. We now have just a slight tailwind, so we've had a bit of a headwind the whole way. Now it's turned around. It's only 12 knots, and it's only slightly on our tail. So let's see if we look at the true airspeed, 177. See the ground speed. Ground speed's 180. If we look at the trip planning, where are we at? We've got 2 hours and 24 minutes to go to Ogden.
November 3130
and our remaining endurance is 2 hours and 14 minutes, so about the same minutes. Varied by a minute or two, but is holding pretty steady, so that's a good sign. Anyway, that's where things stand. A lot of GA traffic on the radio, I suspect more than usual. I suspect that's people heading out to Oshkosh. Just a couple of minutes ago, Seattle Center got a call from a Flying Fortress B-17. I didn't hear the plane, must have been too far away, but Seattle Center got the call and was suitably impressed, as was I, and almost certainly it's heading out to Oshkosh. In terms of the weather, so it seems like all the weather has been holding off pretty well down to the southwest as expected, and as we look all the way to our destination, Boise, and then on to Ogden, it doesn't appear that there's any weather, at least at the moment. So
November 210 Whiskey Tango, Seattle Center, the Pullman altimeter 3004.
So just crossed over the mighty Columbia, and Pendleton's just just up ahead. Go, so we're fuel's down around 17 gallons a side, so that's a level where we can turn on the ox pumps and transfer from the auxiliary tanks in the engine nacelles over into the main. So it's pretty simple.
568 Juliet
They
Charlie,
just turn it on and it pumps about a gallon a minute from the auxiliary tanks into the main tank, so the engines always draw from the main tanks. So usually it'll run up to a bit over 20, 21, 22 gallons and then turn itself off, but we'll turn it off too at that point.
Horizon 2358, Seattle Center, climb and change audible 230.
Okay, just coming up on Pendleton. So we'll turn the cameras off here, turn them back on again when we're a bit further down, maybe around Boise. Boise is 55 minutes away, so we'll talk to you soon. We are just coming up on Boise, so we're about 11 nautical miles from the Boise BOR. We, as you can see on here, we're just over the, let's see, that's the Class Charlie of Boise. We're still progressing well, still at 15,000. We've got indicated airspeed of 137, call it. True airspeed of 177, ground speed of 184. We've got a little bit of a tailwind. It's mostly from the right, but a little bit of a tailwind, so that's giving that boost. Still very hazy, so you can see the ground, but really nothing ahead. So pretty much IFR at this level, but we do have ground contact. Let's see what else we say here. Looking at the time, we've got an hour and 19 minutes to Ogden. Then we'll be landing with still about 2 hours and 18 minutes, so a little bit more than where we started. That's as a result of the tailwind, but not that much different. So back to this. So Boise, a while ago they gave us direct Boise. So that was nice, so we're coming up on that. Then now we're back on our flight plan, which is Victor 253 to Twin Falls and then down to Ogden. Let's see, we go here to Twin Falls, Sheer, and then straight into Ogden. So far the weather at the destination, pretty calm. So variable at 4, clear. Get the sense it's getting a little less hazy down here, but that might be just positive thinking. Seems like we got a little bit more forward visibility than we had when we were back in Eastern Washington. So we've got just under 100 nautical miles to Twin Falls, so that'll be about maybe 40 minutes. We've got Boise in the number 2 nav VOR and Twin Falls one just as a backup, and you can see the pointers pointed with one line, which is nav 1 is pointing almost straight ahead, and Boise, which is right behind us, is pointing behind. See Boise, it's giving us like sort of DME like distances. So Boise is about 5 nautical miles behind us, and Twin Falls is 94 ahead. Okay, we've just been cleared down to 13,000, so we'll put that in.
Number 1 Foxtrot, contact Salt Lake Center, 124.35, good day.
Not in there, so
12345, or 12435 for 1 Foxtrot.
Hello, Salt Lake United 1998, 330 smooth ride.
All right, 1998, select line.
Set up the VNAV. Proper descent in 7 minutes. So we don't have to begin our descent yet.
Got us 3859,
We are-
contact Salt Lake approach, 124.9er, have a good day.
249, Oshkosh,
Being
3859.
17 minutes at our current speed, we'll be slowing down, but 17 minutes from Ogden. So we've got weather in, put ground in. It's loaded. And we'll put tower in. This is 118.7. So we're talking to Salt Lake Center still.
Salt Lake Center, CBM 622 Papa Kilo 250 smooth.
Or 622 Papa Kilo, selection, thank you.
We'll start slowing down.
Let's hit 1524, contact Salt Lake Center, 128.55, have a good day.
Make it a little more gentle descent. Just
2855.
the default is 3 degrees. If we make it 2 degrees, yeah,
Number 2 Delta Lima, contact Salt Lake Center, Salt Lake approach, 24.9er, have a good day.
Say again frequency for 2 Delta Lima.
2 Delta Lima, 124.9er, 24.9.
124.9 for 2 Delta Lima, thanks. Salt Lake approach, Twin Diamond, 62 Delta Lima is 15,000, Phenom crossing Krebs at 13,000.
Vertical track.
For 62 Delta Lima, Salt Lake approach runway 35 on the visual unless you look.
Yeah, we'll let you know when we have November for 2 Delta Lima.
Scouts 4112, maintain 210 knots and contact approach on 125.7.
It looks like there's a new ATIS out. We have
210 knots, 125.7, Skyways 4112.
So let's.
Number 07 Charlie, it's going to maintain
So
7.
that's loaded. A minute from top of descent. It's loaded there, so there we will be doing that. Let's get the weather in.
Ogden Airport information, November 1853 observation, wind 3607. Weather better than 5005, temperature 35, dew point 6, altimeter 3016. Check density altitude. Runway 35 in use, expect visual approach.
Number 2 Delta Lima, descend and maintain 9,000.
Descend and maintain 90,000, 2 Delta Lima. And 2 Delta Lima has November.
2 Delta Lima, roger.
Okay, so we're going past Krebs now, down just over 90,000. Still the vertical nav. Still got vertical speed in. Still pretty hazy, but less hazy than it was.
4.9.
Number 90 Alpha, Salt Lake approach, altimeter 3015.
3015.
Okay, direct to Ogden. EOR.
10 degrees left for traffic, 54 Echo.
And 54 Echo traffic, 11 o'clock, about 10 miles southeast, bound descending at 12 for lowers, Twin Diamond.
Okay, we're looking for the twins, 54 Echo.
Number 2 Delta Lima, traffic 2 o'clock and 8 miles will be off your right at 11.5, the PA32.
Okay, we'll be looking 2 Delta Lima.
Number 54 Echo, the 3 course now, you can resume a navigation, thanks.
No nav, 54 Echo.
Number 2 Delta Lima, descend and maintain 8,000.
8,000, 2 Delta Lima.
And traffic snowback.
2 Delta Lima.
Salt Lake approach, CBM 622 Papa Kilo 14,400, descending 13,000.
CBM 622 Papa Kilo, Salt Lake approach, you can plan the visual approach runway 35 unless you're looking for something else in November's current.
Visual approach for 35, and could you give us vectors to about a 4-mile final to Papa Kilo?
That's Papa Kilo. I can get you into the downwind, but it'll kind of cut down into our departure corridor if I vector you too far.
Very good, thank you. 2 Papa Kilo.
And 2 Papa Kilo, you're going to be falling in a Twin Diamond about, I don't know, 12 miles out ahead of you, so I'm going to have to give you some delay vectors anyway. Flighting 140, it's going to maintain 10,000.
140, 10,000, 2 Papa Kilo.
On this route, looks like the Air Force Base. Actually, I think we...
Number 2 Delta Lima, turn right heading 150, it's going to maintain 7,000.
150 and 7,000, 2 Delta Lima.
Clear track 138, you're ready to contact miles southwest the Ogden VOR, so altimeter 3015 to verify your altitude and where you head.
$150, 7,000.
Afternoon. Salt Lake approach, Scout 3932, 176 for 17,000 with Zulu.
Feel it warming up.
Scout 3932, Salt Lake approach, runway 34 left, maintain 250 knots, then to maintain 13,000.
250 knots, got 130,000,
Ogden there.
Scout 3932.
The Air Force Base just passed it. Now, we are being vectored, so I'm going to put in direct to Ogden 35.
And crew track 138, traffic 3 o'clock in 5 miles southeast now, the Twin Diamond at 86, landing Ogden, and just maintain under below 6,000 for now.
35, so that'll be, it's a direct line.
Number 2 Delta Lima Airport, 10 o'clock, about 10 miles.
Airport inside 2 Delta.
And 2 Delta Lima, clear visual approach, runway 35.
Clear visual 352 Delta.
Number 2 Delta Lima, contact Ogden Tower, 118.7.
Over to tower, thanks for your help, 2 Delta Lima. Ogden Tower, Twin Diamond 62 Delta Lima, descending out of 8,600, setting up for the visual for 35.
Twin Star 62 Delta Lima, Ogden Tower. Enter left base, runway 35, report left base.
We'll report left base for 352 Delta. Okay, so just looks like 3 miles, just north of that runway. So if we turn in on the left base, and we're level with the top of the Hill Air Force Base runway, should set us up well. ,000 feet to go to Phenom altitude. Ogden Tower, Twin Diamond 62 Delta Lima is on left base for 35. Feet to go.
Twin Diamond 2 Delta Lima, runway 35, clear to land.
35, clear to land, 2 Delta.
Ogden Tower, crew track 246 is 9 miles to the northwest with information November, inbound for a full stop terminate.
Crew track 246, Ogden Tower, enter
Okay,
left
this is
traffic,
gonna-
runway 35, report the downwind.
Looks like it's actually setting
Left
up pretty
traffic,
well.
runway 35, we'll report
Straight
downwind,
in.
crew track 246.
We're just crossing runway 3. It's the center line. And we're coming in on Phenom altitude, so that's good. So when we turn in, put gear down. The Air Force Base over there. We're going to put gear down now to slow us down. Pumps on. One notch of flaps here. And disconnect. 3 miles out, 1,000 feet. Good. Okay, runway in sight. Airspeed's coming in. Last notch of flaps, about 500. Get slowed down. Okay, that's coming in. Airspeed looks good. Altitude looks good. Looking for 85 across the numbers. 3 green, pumps on, last notch of flaps.
Half mile final for 35, 682 Papa Kilo.
DBM 22 Papa Kilo, enter the left base, runway 35.
left base, 352 Papa Kilo.
Twin Diamond 2 Delta Lima, turn there on Charlie, cross runway 21 at Charlie. Where are you parking?
We'll cross 21 at Charlie. We're going to Kemp, and we're unfamiliar. 2 Delta Lima.
Diamond 2 Delta Lima, cross runway 21 at Charlie, then contact ground 121.7. We'll get you over there.
Okay, we'll cross 21 at Charlie and then over to ground. Thanks for your help, 2 Delta Lima.
Clear track 246, major instructions, fly due eastbound, expect right traffic for runway 35.
Due east, expect right traffic, runway 35, clear track 246.
Off.
And tower, just to let you know, clear track 246 will be terminating at Kemp.
Roger.
TBM coming in. Okay.
Two Pop Kilo, when you make the right on Alpha, it'll be a Cessna ahead of
Okay, put the timer on. One now. Shut down.
Hi from Ogden Airport in Utah. So had a great flight out here yesterday, and this is my ride out to Green Bay today. So Phenom 100, based here at Ogden, and we're going to be flying it from Ogden. I'll be stopping at Airport in Nebraska, BFF, getting some fuel, and then onto Green Bay, where we'll stay for the Oshkosh week. So looking forward to spending some time in this plane. Never flown in the Phenom before. It does have a Garmin G1000 NXI, so that's very familiar. So looking forward to having you guys ride along.
Phenom 514 Alpha Foxtrot, clear to the Scottsbluff Airport via heading 240. Expect radar vectors to the Wasatch 005 radial 25 mile fix, and to the Wasatch 005 radial 60 mile fix. Rock Springs, then as filed, maintain 6,000. Expect flight level 37010 minutes after departure. Solid departure frequency 121.1.
121.1 on the frequency and 0521 on the squawk for Alpha Foxtrot.
Phenom 4 Alpha Foxtrot, be back correct.
Cross runway 21 Delta 182. Takeoff speeds we are at. So we're ready for an engine start. The controls are free and correct. And trims we check. Just need to check the takeoff configuration.
Takeoff, okay.
Right. 1,000 is the altitude. Ogden ground, November 514 Alpha Foxtrot, ready to taxi at Chemjet.
Phenom 514 Alpha Foxtrot, Ogden ground. Let's take Echo. Left on Echo, right on Alpha, hold short runway 35 at Alpha, set for runway 21.
Okay, for 21, left on Echo, right on Alpha, hold short of 35 on Alpha, for Alpha Foxtrot.
All right. Taxiway.
Phenom 4 Alpha Foxtrot, cross runway 35, continue taxi runway 21 via Alpha.
Clear to cross 35 and continue taxi 21 on Alpha, for Alpha Foxtrot. Okay, clear left.
Clear right.
Okay.
Can I call you Tri-Pitch or Super Cup?
Yes, sir. Hey, technically it's the same make, right?
You got me on that one. This one's tricycle gear and one's tail dragger.
I think so.
Oh, if you can switch to radio 1, and we'll put this 2 on standby and 21.5.
Right, 21.1.
21.5, yeah, you're good. Yeah, clear on final. Cleared. Power reset. Airspeed's alive. $80 knots. One, rotate. To the right, gear up. Another brown, flight level change to 1. Flaps can come up and back to takeoff climb. Gear is up, flaps are up.
So after taking off from Ogden, Utah, we continued our climb up into the flight levels. Here we are going up at about 2,200 feet per minute and 167 knots. Not bad, a little faster than the Twin Diamond. And then we continued on. We went up to cruise at flight level 370. But on the way, here we are going through about 25,000, flight level 250 at 1,100 feet per minute, 200 knots, not bad. And then leveled off at flight level 370. That's where airliners hang out, and so we were up there with the Big Iron for about an hour and a half, and then began our descent down into KBFF, which is Western Nebraska Regional. The FBO at KBFF Classic did a great job, gave us a quick turnaround on fuel, and we got going, and then off to Green Bay, and here we are on final into Green Bay, landed there, and then we're in Wisconsin and ready for the AirVenture air show.